And welcome back. As you can see, our minions, well, my minions, and not yours, but hey, we're in this together, right? My minions are now putting the finishing touches on actually building the second strong room, and boom goes the dynamite. Anyway, with that done, I'll soon be able to transfer all of my money from this tiny shack into this large building. You're probably wondering what these are. These are body bags. As it says, a body bag. And that's dead people. I had somebody snooping around while y'all weren't looking, and I had to take care of that. Let's let them get finished. Like I said, the briefcases are where they get money from, so that they can take the money to the place and buy the things. Do I have enough guys? Yeah, I have enough guys. Here comes one. And there they are delivering the others. So, yeah. You know what? Oh, I always forget how to do this. There we go. And now we have a much larger cash reserve, and believe it or not, none of the stuff in here causes any panic. If an agent wanders in, like I said with the last one, there are things that generate heat, and the things that generate heat are what actually get people worried about you. And look at all my money as it mysteriously fills the room. That's my money. Speaking of money, in order to actually get any... Wait, I was on explaining what heat was. Excuse me, back to explaining what heat was, just in case I didn't explain it before. So like I said, the items you have generate a set number of heat, and the heat not only provokes how many agents of what kind to come to your base, but they also provoke the said agents to take certain actions against you. Now, believe it or not, even if somebody came in here, I wouldn't have a problem with them. Because, you know, there's nothing here they can get me with. It's like they've got to have a search warrant, and then they've got to actually find something, and then they come after me. Which, you know, is semi-appropriate to the situation. Let's see. So, I probably haven't explained how you do freezers. Now, the freezer, in order to unlock this room, yes, you have to unlock some of the rooms by actually doing things, but in order to unlock this room, you have to basically kill an enemy agent and have their body bag show up. Now, when their body bag shows up, you can just leave them there, especially if they're already in your base. You can just leave them there and they'll degrade over time, but it's actually not a good idea because, you know, you have people that randomly visit your island for no reason, even though it's technically not on the map and whatnot. They generate a lot of heat. Well, there's things that generate more heat, but it generates heat, as you can see. And if investigators find it, they'll start taking pictures of it. And if the investigators leave with, you know, pictures of dead bodies all over the place, more serious forces will be sent in. So, heat is generated on the world map. We haven't gotten to that point yet. I'm working on it, though. Heat is generated on the world map, which sends agents to your place. If an investigator agent sees something suspicious, takes a picture of it, and manages to walk out of your base and out onto the helipad, that's not the helipad, that's the boat dock. That's what you use. Everybody else uses the helipad. See? The helipad. And there's a guy bringing some stuff from the helipad to my base right now. But they come through the helipad. And if anybody snaps a picture, makes it back, your overall notability on the world stage will increase, and they will send more agents after you. And after a while, they'll start sending soldiers, which kill people. And after a while, you'll actually get spies, and those are really, really bad. There's one for every major region, and I'll explain that later when I can actually show you what I'm talking about. As for now, on to doing the freezer. So, the freezer is kind of a double-edged sword, really. The freezer itself is, well, the freezer. Your men will come in here and dispose of body bags. And you don't need a terribly large one. There's like only a few things you can do in a freezer period. See, you buy freezer racks, and you stick these all over the place, and they can carry like up to 6 bodies at a time. And that's how you prevent the bodies from just piling up everywhere and making a big mess of everything. And I think I'll put one more down here, and that should be like all I ever need. Now, having bodies lying around is also a bad thing for your minions. I should mention that. Let me actually click on a guy. See, there's all the minion stats. There's health, there's loyalty, there's intelligence, there's perception, and there's strength. And obviously, as you can see by the tooltips, that's not actually what they're called, but it's the same thing, so I don't care. Anyway, the more they're exposed to bodies, their attention span will go down, their smarts will go down, their loyalty will go down, and that's just overall not a good thing to have. Also, as I already mentioned, with the cops and whatnot coming and snooping around, you don't want that either. Now, the last room that we've got access to, and we need this one, this is a pretty important thing, the control room. This is the hub for all of your nefarious activities. It doesn't have to be too big, but it does have to be big enough. Now, a lot of people say that you don't need to have these rooms so far apart. And you don't. You really don't. But it makes it easier to defend, I feel, because, you know, oh, you got into this room? Well, it's only this room. So there's no way you can go anywhere else and see something you're not supposed to see. And I do like having corridors, specifically because the corridors are where you can put the majority of your deadly anti-cop and spy traps. And they're really useful if you do it right. There's a combo system with these traps, believe it or not. And if you can catch an enemy in a combo trap, they'll award you some extra cash. Like, literally. I had a crazy system this one time where you stepped on a pressure pad, and the pressure pad activated a giant fan, and the giant fan blew the agent across the hallway onto a springboard, and springboarded them into another part of the hallway. And they got surprised by a pop-up. And when they see this pop-up, they start shooting at it, which kept the agent busy just long enough for the same pressure pad they stepped on in the first place to drop a cage on them. And that cage has nerve gas in it, and it kills them. And that was like a super combo, and I got $100 every time somebody fell for it. Which wasn't quite often until I got later in the game. You know, being honest. See, as you can tell, they're just going to put the bodies in here because the freezer racks haven't actually been installed yet, but I can take care of that. As you can imagine, it's a freezer, so the bodies will actually stick around longer this way if you just leave them out in the open. But, like I said, double-edged sword. And that's why I like corridors, and that's why I have them everywhere. Any questions? No? Good. So we're just gonna make a couple more here. I do prefer to have certain rooms like much more highly defended than others. Like this room, nobody cares. A hallway, nobody really cares. This room, believe it or not, unless you have like a stolen treasure or something, no one cares. So you can just let them wander like up to this point, and as long as they don't go any further than that, nobody cares. But this part, yeah, this is going to cause some problems. Believe it or not, doors are a lot more effective than you would think they are. I am totally serious. I bet you're looking at my counter down there and you're like, hey, dude, you're running out of money. Good point. You are absolutely right, I am. But here's where the control room comes in. Now, I really don't like where I'm putting it, but I was kind of stupid and forgot how to redo all this. I really don't like where it is, and I don't like what I'm doing with it, but I'm doing it anyway, so there. Now, the control room, as I've already said, is the big hub for your criminal enterprises. There's a lot of important stuff here. The control panels allow you to send and receive minions from different places. You're going to need a couple of those. They also allow you to get intel from the places you're stealing junk from. So you can tell how much security is in the area, how much money you're getting from it, and whatnot. It's actually very important to have a number of these. I don't remember the exact number off my head, but I think it's like 5 or 6, and that's 5, so I'll leave that there. The memory banks. They're not as important, but you do need them. The memory banks are like a primitive version of RAM. If you don't know what RAM is random access memory, and it's like the stuff that makes your computer work, its basic workings. Same thing. As long as you have enough memory banks actively being used, the information that you get from the panels will be stored and you can refer back to it. And that's why you need them. True, you don't really need as many. And that's my time, darn it. I'll see you guys next time. A little too much explaining, I feel. Hey, look, they're actually getting there. Maybe by next episode I'll have it up and running and I can show you what the map looks like. Okay, well, have a nice day.